Hello guys, welcome back to second class of lighting and rendering. Previous class we have learned about basic interface of, it's not a basic, it's a complete user interface of Maya, as well as we have learned properties of lights. And these all lights are default lights, okay, which is given from the Maya, which is, I think I'm just seeing these lights from past 13 years. 13 to 14 years from my school, I believe. Okay, so these lights were used for mental ray, okay, and Maya software rendering. Okay, and below things you can see some lights. Okay, so some lights, I have installed a V-Ray. Okay, it is slower, but it has a high quality. Okay, you can, if you want to do best lighting and rendering for output, okay, or film output, then you can go with V-Ray. If you are working with architecture work, then you can go with V-Ray. But the only thing is, it takes a huge time for the render, and the same quality we can achieve. Through Arnold with a less number of time. So in recent industry, okay, every industry and every lighting and rendering artist switched to Arnold because it is more powerful and it is a time consuming. So it is really updated renderer in the industry. Okay, so previously we just get overview about Arnold render, okay, and some basic interface. Okay, so this class, if you can see that, okay, again, sir, we have same scene. Yeah, because I cannot teach you with empty scene. This is an empty scene, right? Something is empty here, so I cannot teach you with empty scene. So what I did is uh, I just kept a simple object which I want to teach you for the second class. So I was just took this for the first class. Okay, so but purpose of this model is for the second class. That means today's class. The thing is, we are going to do some lighting for this scene. Okay, the given scene. The given scene is completely simple. Okay, it's just table, and there is a frame, and you can see a laptop, and you can see a night lamp. So what kind of lighting we can do here? Okay, so let's think what we can do with here, and I will explain you some concepts, guys. The only thing is, I was just confused how to take this class for you guys, because you are very new to Maya, and you know what lighting rendering skill which is needed for the one who is very good with Maya, who can work with Maya, who understand complete Maya. Okay, those people can go with lighting and rendering classes, but that's okay. That's fine. I'll teach you like something like a child. Okay, something we used to teach for the child. Okay, from the base. Okay, so no need to worry. Okay, just understand the concept. I'll make you understand the complete concept. Okay, this is something kind of experiment based learning. Okay, lighting and rendering, the model, you can do a model, anyone can do model, but anyone cannot do lighting rendering. Anyone cannot do lighting, because you have to analyze the real world lighting, and you have to apply it in your CG scene, 3D scene. Okay, that is completely different, and that's difficult, and it is completely based on values. Okay, you understand, you have to understand what how sun works, how moonlight works, and how daylight works, how night light works. Okay, these all things you have to analyze in your place. Okay, wherever you are, you have to analyze it. Okay, in the street, what kind of light you are getting, so you have to analyze, and you have to remember the light, and you have to apply it over here through the concepts. So I will teach you the concept, okay, from the base, don't worry. and we together do some experiment in the lighting concept so that we can get a good result. Okay, so guys, my thing is, please be more familiar with Maya interface and the Maya basics. Okay, Maya basics is very much needed for lighting and rendering. Lighting and rendering is advanced concept. Okay, so straight away you are learning advanced concept. Okay, so you may feel difficult, but remember, I am always there for you to teach you again and again. So don't hesitate. You ask me 100 times. Okay, if you get doubt, ask me 100 times. I will teach you more than 100 times. Okay, that is my duty. Okay, clear? So excuse me. So if you just get a small doubt, okay, don't feel that it is just a small doubt. Teacher may feel bad about me, or teacher may laugh at me. No, it's not. You are my student. I have to teach you and I have to clear your doubt. So don't feel anything. Okay, just ask me doubt. You ask me doubt, I will be very happy. Okay, I'm very happy to help you guys. So please learn the concept with more sincerity, and simultaneously please learn Maya basics. Okay, so you know what, you can see some colors here. Look into the table. I have some colors. Okay, previously I gave you a model with just a simple color. You can see here, right? So this is a modeling. Okay, I have done the model, and then I have done a texture. You can see a texture. That means this is a wooden something wooden material. So I have added wooden texture here. You know what, the light really matters with the color of your scene. Okay, how you are getting light inside your room. Okay, so everyone's room is different color. How? Because each and every object inside your room is different. If you go to your friend's room, it will be completely different lighting, because your friend's room has some different color of different environment, different color environment, light. Okay, just guys, I'm just telling you a concept how it works. Okay, assume that a sunlight is hitting from here. Okay, and sun hits here, the light hits here in the table, and reflects. Okay, when the light reflects, okay, the light used to take the property of this material. Okay, the collision material. Okay, that means the reflection light will have this color tint. Okay, so those things are called bouncing light. Okay, so we have a lot of bouncing light in our room. Okay, so these all are concepts. Okay, so that's why it is textured. Okay, so texturing is very important. So texturing concept you will be learning in 3D modeling part. Okay, so I will be giving you all the models with the textures. Okay, and the previous class you might have seen this window, hyper shade. This is the material. Okay, guys, you can see around you. Okay, look into your computer. Okay, the computer's plastic is different material. Okay, and look into your chair. Okay, it has some steel. The steel has some different property. Okay, steel has some kind of reflection, and plastic has some matte finish. So those things are called materials. So these all are materials. So material and textures you will be learning in 3D modeling part. Okay, so this part, okay, I'll just make sure all the scene is completely textured, and I will explain you the lighting techniques. Okay, so don't worry about texturing part. You will be learning simultaneously. Don't worry. Okay, so just understand the lighting concept, what I'm teaching you here. Okay, so it's quite simple. So now, previous class, okay, I didn't have this box, you remember, in the previous class. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to hide this one. So don't ask me what are these, how do you hide it? Okay, these all are basics. Okay, but I tell you how to hide it. Okay, select the model. Okay, you can see that. Guys, these things covers in the basic part of Maya. Okay, so if I teach you basics, then I couldn't able to teach you lighting rendering. So guys, you can select the model from here, or you can select the model from the outline. Okay, go to the channel box. Okay, in the right side, you can find channel box. Under the channel box, you can find PQ1, which is selected here. Okay, under the visibility, okay, just this is on and off. This works with 1 means on and 0 means off. Okay, so here, so I made it visibility off. So the object is still in the scene, but it is not visible in my viewport. So I made it, I just made it hidden. Excuse me. So guys, you can see here, I have a light. Okay, so I have a scene. There is no light here. So now I'm going to create a light. Go to create. At the top of the screen, you can find create. Okay, go to the lights. Under the lights, you can find directional light. Okay, the directional light is something I have told it is similar like a sunlight. Okay, so I have created a directional light and go to Arnold, and I'm just going to click render. So I got a render scene here. Now look at here. I want to just rotate my light. Okay, so I have just rotated my light here. You can see here. Okay, so now the light is completely visible here. You can see here, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a room. Okay, the room means it's a box. So go to polyp model, create a box. And when now I got a box here. So I'm gonna hit R for scale tool. You can see here, scale tool. So you can make big and you can make small. Okay, so I made it big. Okay, make sure the room is completely inside the box. So now look at here, hold control key, okay, and left click, you can rotate the viewport. I just taught you in the last class. Okay, now you can see a black box here, right? So the black means it is inside the box. Now we are inside the box, you can see here. Now we are inside the box, you can see here. Getting? So here, if I go inside the box, I'm just scrolling in. Okay, I got a box. So we have a scene inside the box. Okay, so now we have created a light. Okay, we have created a direction light. Previously, we can able to see a light without the box. Am I right? So now I'm just going to Arnold and gonna hit render. If I hit render, now look at here. Okay, I'm just going to play this scene. It's completely dark. You can see here, it's completely dark because the light source cannot enter the scene. The light cannot enter my scene, though my directional light is inside my box. I told you similar, it is similar like a sunlight. So the source is coming from the outside and it get hits here and we are getting nothing. And if I hit render now, you can see the box. Okay, so the light working in the outside. So now look at here. I want to just hit play and I want to just rotate my light. So you can see the changes here. So the light only works, okay, exterior of the box, not inside the box. What if I delete, if I delete the wall? If I delete the wall and if I goes inside the box, you can see your scene. Getting? So this is what the concept is. So don't ask me how to delete the box. Okay, how to delete, these all things are modeling part. You will be learning the modeling part, and I will keep the model ready for you. Okay, everything's textured, everything created, everything done. Just you have to do a lighting part. That's it. If you don't know, guys, there are so many artists in the industry. They don't know modeling, they don't know texturing, but they know lighting rendering. Okay, there are some similars there. Okay, in the industry. So don't worry about the things. You don't know modeling part or texturing part, then you cannot understand lighting. It's nothing. It's not like that. You can understand. It's very easy. Just understand. Just understand my words. Okay. Properly. So now look at here. Now we have opened the wall so that my light can enter the scene. So that's why I have created a previous box here. So now I'm going to delete this box. Just select and hit delete from the keyboard. It will be deleted. I have created already here. Okay, so to enable your model, just select the model from the outliner. If you don't find outliner here, then go to window and you can find outliner. Okay, the same, both are same. If you don't find outliner here, then you can open from here. If you don't find windows, and if you find this toolbar, then you can click the last button so that this is outliner. Okay, this is outliner. So now, so I have told you 3 methods to open outliner. Okay, fine. So now select the model, and here you can go to channel box. Okay, maybe you can get this kind of interface. Just click on the channel box. Your channel box will be open. Just go to visibility tab and hit 1. So your model will be visible in the scene. So now look at here. I have created some kind of a window. You can see here. Okay, so that my light can enter into the scene. Okay, that's fine. So now I'm going to move inside my scene, and I'm going to delete my light. So this is from the beginning. Okay, we are working from the beginning. And now, before I start working into the lighting rendering, we have to decide what is the resolution. Now look at here in the screen, you can find, okay, so go to view. Okay, this is the default screen, guys. Okay, this is the default screen. Go to view. Okay, and here you can find, I know the shortcuts. Okay, yeah. Go to camera settings, and here there is a no gate. Okay, just enable resolution gate. Okay, I repeat again. When I enable resolution gate, you can see here there is something brown, some kind of gray with less opacity is here. It's something with the camera. Okay, so I'm just working with the resolution. So this is my resolution. You can see the center part. Okay, this is the part. Okay. Okay, so you can see here, okay, you can see the center part here, the center square. This is the place where you can get a render output. Now look at here, I can see some part of the model here, right? If you render it, you'll get just some part of the render. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, okay, go to, again I'm repeating, okay, how to open a resolution gate. Go to view. Okay, under camera settings, you can find the resolution gate. If you don't find the view, okay, there it won't happen. Okay, if you don't find a view, no gate. Okay, so if you don't find the view button here, okay, then you can go here and you can click this here. Okay, the resolution gate, this button. This button is called the resolution gate. You can see here a small box with the small circle. It's a resolution gate. So, okay, so you can achieve from view, or you can go with the camera settings and open the resolution gate. Now, once I open the resolution gate, once I enable resolution gate, you can see that my resolution is set to 640 by 480. The resolution is set to 640 by 480. So I will be getting my render output with 640 by 480. So now I'm going to change my output. So here, so look at here at the top. Okay, here there is a clapboard with gear icon. That means it's a render settings. Okay, this is a render settings. Open render settings from here. Okay, and inside the render settings, make sure you are working with Arnold render. Okay, if you guys don't find Arnold render here, okay, guys, in the rendering setting under render using, okay, you have to choose Arnold renderer. Okay, if you don't find Arnold renderer, then just close render settings. Okay, and go to Windows, and here go to setting preference, and inside the preference, okay, setting preference at the last, you can find plugin manager. Okay, open plugin manager, and inside the plugin manager, find M2A. I have so many plugins installed. Yeah, it's here. So find M2A. Okay, this plugin is supported for Arnold. It is Arnold plugin. So make sure it is loaded and make sure it is auto loaded and just close it. Okay, and now open your render settings, and then you can find Arnold at last here. Okay, so make sure you are working with the Arnold render, and below here you can find image size. Okay, image size is set to 640 480. What I told you here, you can see here, 640 by 480. Okay, 640 480. You can see here. So now I want to change this resolution image size to custom. Under the custom, you can find, you know what, it's just repeating. It snaps everywhere. Okay, yeah, under image size, under image size, you can find custom here. Okay, so I want to just work with 1080 by 720. So I want to work with this gate here. So now just close your render setup. Now you can see that your render setup is 1080 by 720. Okay. So now you can see here my resolution, image resolution is 1080 by 720. So now again, I want to change to another one. So again, you can go here and you can change to okay, so I want to use 1280 by 720p. So I think you are familiar with the image resolutions, am I right? So you might have heard in, you have worked in Premiere, okay, so or in basic photography or in video editing techniques, maybe you have heard these things, okay? So this is image resolution. So I want to finally, I want to just go with 1280 with by 720. Okay, so now I'm gonna close my render settings, and now you can see here, guys, you can see a box outside here. So box outside, the object which is outside the box, okay, it won't be visible in your image. Okay, the only inside things will be visible. So my half of the model is outside, you can see here. So now I'm just gonna zoom out, and I'm just going to position it. Okay, you can rotate. Okay, rotate your view by holding Control key or Command key from Mac and left click drag. So you can rotate, and if you want to pan, so hold Control key, middle mouse button, and you can pan. Okay, so I want to just make something like this. So I want to just set a view, something like this. Okay. So this is my view. So now look at here, guys. Sometimes when I work, okay, this is my final view. I want this as an output. So now what I want to do is I want to save this view. Okay, so that every time I cannot set this view. Okay, maybe it takes much time, or I won't get the beautiful view again. So once you got a beautiful view from your from your viewport, then just now I just want to zoom in a bit. So now go to view. Okay, under the view you can find camera tools, and here you can see there are so many camera tools. Okay, so I want to just use the zoom tool. So just left click and drag. So I got proper view here. Okay, I'm just making a frame here. So once my my camera was went outside the box, so that's why I was getting those kind of view. So now look at here. So this is the view I want to work. Okay, this view looks good. Okay, so I don't want to place this object at the center. So you know the third rule, the golden rule of the image. So it should be okay. You learned in the basic photography, right? So golden rule, photography technique. So the same, all those techniques together called lighting rendering, guys. Okay, it's not a very difficult pipeline. It's an easy pipeline if you are very good with the previous basics. Okay, then you can work properly. So this is the view. I got a beautiful view, and now I want to save this view. So go to view. Okay, and here under the view you can find bookmark. Just click edit bookmark. Okay, and here you can find a pop-up bookmark perspective. Now I'm just gonna rename it as, I'm gonna give a name as render underscore view. The naming can be yours. Okay. Now if I hit apply, okay, and I wanna add to the shelf. You can see this is a shelf. So you can see here I have created my shelf. So if you don't have your own shelf, then go to the shelf. Left side you can find the gear. Here you can create a new shelf and give a name, my or anything on. Okay, so it's asking for a new. So I added a shelf, okay, called a new. You can see here. And now I want to just select the shelf. Okay, which shelf I want to add. So select the shelf. This is my shelf. So I have added, I have selected the new shelf, and you can see it is completely empty. And now in the bookmark tab, okay, you can see add to shelf. Just click on add to shelf. You can see here there is something here. So maybe you can add a description, render. Guys, why I'm working with the short, because I won't get the proper names here. So now I'm going to delete this, right click and delete. So if you give the description, okay, God. Edit. Okay, fine. That's fine. I don't need to, they updated something here. So the description doesn't add the name here. So I have added the view here. Now look at here. If I rotate my view and I want to get my previous view, okay, which is my proper output view, then just click here. You will get your view back. Okay, no need to manually adjust again and again. If you rotate, and if you miss your view, then again click your render view. Okay, now right click over here, and under the pop-up settings here you can find edit. Just click on the edit, and now it's a command. Okay, in the command tab, just click on the self. Okay, under the self, you can find icon label. So here, you can give the name here. Okay, save to also. So now you can see a render view, the name has given here. Yeah, fine. So now, so if you want to label your shelf, then you can right click here. As I told you, go to the shelf, and under the icon label, you can change it, or you can change the color. You can do it. Guys, these all things will be taught in the basics of 3D modeling. Okay, basic means 3D modeling. Okay, there you can use these all things. Okay, so now I cannot teach you these things. You can understand. I have to teach you so many techniques in the lighting. So if you teach you basics of the Maya, then it will take so much time. It need more time to cover lighting. Okay, so I got a view, my render view. So now once my render view is done, now look at here. I want to just go to create, and I want to create, sorry. This is, okay. So now I want to just go to create, and under the lights, you can find directional light. Okay, so here you got your directional light, hit W so that you can get the move tool and you can move it wherever you need it. Okay, so I have moved along here in the position, and now go to Arnold and just hit render. So once you hit render, you can see your scene. So, but your scene is not properly lighted. So now what I want to do is, okay, I just hit play button so that whatever I make changes over here, it will reflect in my render view. Okay, so here hit E. Okay, hit E for rotation tool, and you can see axis here. Okay, so don't rotate, don't select in the center here, and don't move it. Okay, to work with the rotation tool, you have to select the axis. Okay, the red color is x-axis, green color is y-axis, and blue color is z-axis. So select the axis and rotate your light. Okay, this is so important. Okay, so now I got my light. Okay, so you can see here. So adjust your light angle. So you know what, this shade I'm getting from the window. You have seen that window, so I'm getting the window, and other part of the place is completely dark. Okay, so I'm getting the things from the window. Okay, the light is coming through the window, and yeah. Oh God. Now what, my mouse is completely more sensitive, so I'm getting kind of strange rotation. So now it's fine. So this is the view I wanted for my directional light. Okay, so rotate your light so that you can get this kind of view here. So once you get the view, I want to stop it. Guys, once you're done the render, just stop it, or else your RAM performance will be too high and your Maya can hang. And now I want to just save my scene because I don't want to lose my file. So this is the second class of your lighting and rendering. So I have just saved it, and you can see here in the render view, we got a proper light. So now I'm not going to touch my light. And now look at here. I want to just do some lighting. I'm just going to adjust some lighting, some values. So now at the right side, okay, at the right side of the screen, you can find the attribute. Just click on the attribute, make sure your light is selected, and click on the attribute. If I select the table, and you can see here, the attribute is different. If you select the light, your attribute is different. If you select some other object, the attribute is different. Okay, so this is the advanced property, or you can access advanced option of the light. So by default, it will be in directional light shape 1. Okay, so inside that, okay, we are going to do some settings here. Before that, I'm gonna hit render. so that I can see the settings simultaneously. So now look at here, my directional light is selected. Now I'm not gonna adjust anything over here. First, I have to set the mood. What kind of lighting mood I needed? Okay, so for the one thing is, do you want uh, night light, or you want uh, daylight? Okay, what kind of light you needed? So in this scene, what I find is I have some kind of table lamp, right? So I want to make it something kind of evening light. So you have to find out what kind of color temperature we have in evening light. So here, um, scroll down here. Okay, make sure you are working with the directional light. Under the directional light, you can see okay, guys, I want to just make it proper smaller. Okay, yeah, this is my proper render view, I believe. So I just made a proper render view. Okay, so you can see here, my light is selected. My light is selected. My render view is open here. And now go to attribute editor so that I can access to light properties. Okay, and below here, scroll down, you can find Arnold. Just open the Arnold. Okay, and just click use color temperature. So if you move towards maximum less value, you will get warm color. Okay, as discussed earlier. Okay, if you move towards more value, you will get cool color. So you have to decide what kind of theme you are working. So now I'm working with evening color. So I need cool color. So here I'm just increasing the color temperature. So again, I have to tweak a little bit of value. Yeah, this is fine. So this color is fine for me. This looks good. And now under the exposure, okay, I'm just going to increase the exposure. Okay, guys, do you know, if you were familiar with Maya, then I would have done experiment with you guys. Okay, changing again, switching the light again and again, again and again. Okay, now I'm setting the proper values because I know that you are not familiar with these attributes. Everything is completely new. But don't worry, we have 16 week of the class. Okay, we just travel together. Okay, I'll make sure you will be expert in the lighting and everything. Okay, don't worry about that. Okay, that's why I'm just working with the proper. If I just have experimented with you, if you are expert with Maya, if you have already learned Maya before, then I would have used some kind of this color before earlier, and then after setting more lights, then I would have changed to cool light. Okay, yeah. So these things. Okay, so the value. So here, and I'm just going to work with the exposure. Exposure is too less, so I want to just increase some exposure. Yeah, exposure is fine. And here below that, you can find the angle. Angle is 0. So now I just want to work with 1.71 or 0.7, 1.7. Guys, I'm increasing angle to make shadow better. Okay, these things we are already uh, discussed in the first class. Okay, so to soften the shadows, I'm just increasing the angle. In real world, you cannot find hard shadows. Okay, every shadow you can look into anywhere, the shadow will be soft. Okay, nowhere you can find hard shadow. Okay, so the shadow, to make the shadow proper, so just I'm increasing. Yeah, so some kind of 1.7. nearly value. So here you can see the render is going on. Okay, still the render is going on. Yeah, it's done. It took 8 seconds to render the scene. Okay, now I have samples here. Now you can see some noise over here. Okay, guys, look at here. There are some noise. To avoid the noise, I'm just going to increase samples here. So I'm going to use 2 samples. Okay, so once I use 2 samples, you can find out it will be far more better than the previous. Okay, so I have reduced some noise. You cannot see the noise. So I'm working with accurate value, guys. Okay, so you can see here. Okay, so yeah, so I work with samples, and now I want to work with some intensity. I am not happy with this intensity. Intensity is too high. I'm working with guys. I want to do some composition. Okay, the composition for the table and table here, and I want to focus my laptop beautifully here. This is what my thing is. So this is my frame. So guys, you can do lighting. You can put 4 and 5 light, and you can just render it, and you can get awesome outputs. But there should be a purpose. So my purpose is I want to show my laptop in the desk in the table. Okay, so I want to show my laptop beautifully so that it can compose in my scene. Okay, and the thing is. I have some objects which I want to interact with the light here. So here I have some story. Okay, I'm just making some kind of story. And the story of mine is I'm just going to focus my laptop. So for that, I don't care about all these lights. Okay, this light is a secondary light. Okay, this place is a secondary, but primary place is here. So we will be working here. So I'm just working with the primary. So I'm just setting up the key light. Okay, so the key light is a source light, right? So I'm just added a key light, okay, which is the source of the scene. This is the source of the scene. But in the starting, we have discussed that we are creating an evening kind of composition, evening composition. So what I'm gonna do is in the evening, okay, I don't want this much light to enter from my window. So I'm just going to reduce some intensity here. Okay, so this intensity is fine for the directional light or the key light which we added in the scene. So we have added the key light, that is our directional light. Okay, so now this is good. This looks good, right? So we have added a key light here. And now I want to add some lights. Now I'm gonna just stop it. Okay, so move back to here. Guys, why I clicked in the control channel box is because it takes less space. Okay, attribute editor takes lot of space. So as I told you, attribute editor takes a lot of space here. I cannot make it smaller. I can make it bigger, but I cannot make it smaller. That's why I'm switching to the channel box, okay? But we have some other alternative. If I tell you that, you will be confused with the interface. So that's why I'm not disturbing the interface here. So now, what the next things what I want is I want to add some light so that this light is focusing on my laptop. So for that, go to create. Under the light, you can find a spotlight. Okay, the spotlight is created over here. So just, yeah. The spotlight is facing towards some other direction. Just move near to the lamp. Okay, the table lamp here. Okay, so I have. So guys, to get in, I understand. So to get familiar with the interface, it takes some time. I will wait for you. Don't worry. And you asked me this doubt multiple times, 1,000 times, 2,000 times, it doesn't matter. I will solve your doubt. Okay, I'll help you. So you take your time to learn your interface. Don't worry. I'm nowhere going. I'm just still with you. Okay. So here, what I'm gonna do is you take your time to. I understand you feel difficult to rotate. Okay, how fast I rotate, but believe me, I'm still working very slow. Okay, so that everyone can understand. Okay, or everyone can get time to work. Okay, so now look at here. So this spotlight is facing towards some other direction. So now I want to face towards the direction of my lamp here. So I just made this center over here and hit E for elephant. Okay, hit E or E for Europe. Okay, or you can click this button to rotate. Okay, to get rotate button, and you can rotate your light. Okay, so here, yeah, so here, and now you can see that this light looks so big. Okay, that's fine. Now let's switch to render view. So again, I want to switch to render view, so I cannot adjust manually. So that we have created render view preset here. So just click here, you will switch back to your view properly. And now look at here, I want to just hit render. So here we got some light. Okay, so I cannot identify my light. For that, I have to just off my directional light. So I'm just going to select, okay, go to outline, select directional light. Okay, after selecting the directional light, okay, directional light is here. And under the channel box, under visibility, make it 0 so that there is no light in the scene. So now hit play. So you can see here, look at here, we got some light in the scene, but it is very less. Okay, so that's fine. We have to set up some more settings, right? And the spotlight, we didn't add anything. So that's fine. So I'm just going to on my directional light. Okay, select the directional light. Under the visibility, make it 1. Now, okay, I just scroll down. Okay, move your mouse to zoom in and zoom out. Okay, so I moved closer to the night lamp and gonna hit R. R for rabbit, red color. Okay, red. Okay, R for radish. Okay, so this is a scale tool where you can make the things, objects bigger or smaller, bigger or smaller. So I just made it a little bit smaller. Okay, it won't, if I make it small, it doesn't mean my light will become small. No. Okay, it's just a shape, light shape. Okay, so if you scale and if you scale, okay, good. Look at here, guys. Scale doesn't work for directional light. Okay, it only works with rotation. Point light, okay, scale doesn't work. Spotlight, scale doesn't work. Area light, yes, scale works. If you scale up, if you make the light bigger, you will get a bigger amount of light. Okay, understand? So this is what the logic is. So now I have made my light here. And now look at here, select the spotlight. Okay, and go to attribute editor. Guys, before going to attribute editor, guys, double click on the spotlight in the outliner. Okay, look at here. Double click here, and you can just rename it. Okay, there will be a lot of light in the scene, guys. You have to give the name. So I have added lamp underscore spotlight so that I can understand this is my light. Okay, so here, once it is done, okay, guys, renaming is the best method. That means it proves that you are a professional. Okay, so here under the light attributes, okay, select the light, go to attribute editor. Okay, you'll get this editor. Okay, go to lamp. Okay, shape. Okay, spotlight shape 1, under this shape one, okay, you can find so many settings over here. I want to just work with intensity. Okay, before that, I want to just hide my light. Okay, we are just working with spotlight, right? So I'm just making off. Okay, off the directional light. Now select the select your spotlight. Okay, move to your render view. Go to Arnold, hit render, and here you can see at the end you can see some light here. Okay, so go to attribute editor. Okay, this is the attribute editor of your spotlight. So now I'm going to increase my intensity. Okay, increase the intensity of spotlight to, oh, okay, so here I forgot to add a play button. Okay, if you hit play button, that means you'll get dynamic render here. Whatever you make changes, it will be affected in your render. Okay, so you have to work very carefully. You have to save your file repeatedly. Okay, don't forget to save your file, guys. In lighting and rendering, your Maya get crashed lot of time. Okay, it will get crashed, so save your properly. Okay, your file is your responsibility. So here in the intensity, okay, I want to just increase some more, 8.7. Yeah, 8.7 is fine. I can see my view here. And the next thing, I want to work with the cone angle. Okay, cone angle, I want to just increase 40. I want to just increase the double. 80.5 maybe. So 80.5. You can see here the light hits over here. Okay, the light, we are getting the lights over here. The spotlight is getting here. Previously it was 40. That means I was just getting in the spotlight here. It doesn't happen. If you have a night lamp in the table, that means it will reflect on the floor too. So that's why I just increased the double, 80.5, from 40 to 80.5. So once it is done, now look into the penumbra angle. Penumbra angle, in the penumbra angle, I want to just make it as a 10. Okay, you know that what is penumbra angle. If you forget, go to my first video, watch it, and again come back to the second video. So drop off, I want to just work with the default setting, guys. These penumbra angle for the spotlight, I always go with penumbra angle 10, and I always go with drop off 3. Okay, penumbra angle, you can see here. Okay, I want to just work with the 10, and it just fade off the light here. Okay, and it gives the proper, you know that, right? The inner of the spotlight will be so soft by doing this drop off. Okay, if you forget, again watch my previous video. And in the intensity, we have added to 8.7. Okay, 8.7 something related. And in the light temperature, okay, go to, this is a white color. We don't find white color in the night lamp. Okay, so it will be little bit of warm color, right? So just enable the color temperature so that the color temperature is enabled. Make sure you are enabled to use color temperature on, and then just move towards the less value so that you will get a warm color. Yeah, so I feel better. This is better, guys. How I am getting this value? Because I have already practiced this model before I teaching. Okay, I have done experiment, so I know this value. Okay, so you have to do in order to get proper lighting, you have to do so many experiments. Okay, that's why I got a value. So now I did experiment before the class, so I remember the value. Okay, so here, and In the exposure, I want to just increase to 1, maybe, yeah, 1.3. Okay, this last 2 decimal is fine. It's very minute value. So I just take 1.3. So it's done. And now I want to just work with the radius to be 2.3. Let me just adjust some value. Guys, before editing this, I want to just move this light a little bit. It is too big. You can see here. So I want just to make it a little bit smaller. Okay. Yeah. So that's why I just got a glow. That's what I was just thinking, how I got a glow kind of thing. We have some, oh God. Guys, you can see that my render view is not getting open here. Oh, see, guys, I told you, I'm using a Mac. Okay, in my Mac, okay, still in the lighting rendering process, I'm getting my Maya crash, and beyond that, I'm using education version, so it won't be stable. Okay, so that's why you have to save your file properly. So I'll just open the previous file and get you back, guys. So guys, I got my Maya back. Okay, so what we did, okay, yeah, we just scaled down our light, okay, and we tried to open render view. It was not opening. Now it opens, right? Okay, fine. So I want to switch to my new shelf so that I can hit my my render view. Okay, so here you can see that my light is fine. So here under the attribute editor, okay, so I want to just make some changes here. Some more changes. So you remember this previous settings. Okay, in the Arnold, we have set color temperature and everything. The radius, I want to just increase some more radius to just wait for render to be completed. Yeah. Okay, fine. Okay, so we can see some lights here. Okay, so I have added a radius to 0.6 for now. Okay, and you can see samples. I want to just add samples to 4 so that I'll get the shadow to be very softer. Okay, or the noise will be eliminated from the scene. Okay, now it's done. Now you can see here, I'm not getting some kind of a bulb kind of, the light should have bulb, right? So I don't have a bulb effect here. Okay, so to add the bulb, okay, so we gonna just add something over here. Okay, so I wanna just stop my render and close it, save my scene. Okay, so now go to polygon modeling in the cells. Okay, you can find a sphere, the first one. So you can see that this looks like a bulb, right? So just scale down. Excuse me. Excuse me. So I just made it a little bit smaller, and I want to just move along with, guys, don't select the light from here. Look into here, look into here. Okay, this is X, Y, Z. So if you select the center and if you move, all the three angle moves here. Okay, don't do that. Okay, always work with the selected axis. Select the axis and work. If you look at here, now I have selected Z axis. Only Z value is getting changed. Okay, so just work with the proper method. So I will just zoom in so that I can. So I have added a bulb. Okay, so you can see the bulb here. Okay, and now I want to just hit our render view. And I want to just do a render. It doesn't looks like a bulb, right? Or if I make it a little bit bigger, let's see what happens. Polysphere. Look at here, if I light goes inside the sphere, that means I'm not getting the light here. So just I want to move my lamp towards a little bit down. Okay, let it be by default. Okay, that's fine. This looks good. So now I just want to hit render. And this is not a render view. You can see the view is changed. So that's fine. I'm just focusing on the night lamp right now. Okay. So yeah, render is completed. So still it doesn't look like a bulb. So just stop the render. Okay, now select the sphere. Okay, under the sphere, go to attribute editor. Okay, under Arnold. Okay, guys, select the sphere. Okay, sphere has Arnold here in the attribute editor. Go to Arnold, under the visibility, just off cast shadow and self shadow. Off these two alone. These two alones will make effort something like a glowing, the bulb is glowing. Let's try. I'm just still trying. Okay, Arnold, hit render. So look at here, we are getting the shape of the bulb, but still it's not proper good. So let me try with the spotlight, go to attribute, and here you have seen that exposure. Now the radius, so I want to just increase the radius. That render to be completed so that we can understand what is happening in the model. Yeah, previously guys, we got light over here, you remember? Look at here. Previously we are getting on the top of this head. So what I did is I just moved this light a little bit outside. Okay, and I want to just make it. Yeah, so this is fine. Yeah. So let's see. So let's see how it looks like right now. Okay, render. 2.3. So I want to just work with play so that you can see here. I'm just adding more radius. So this time it is working something different. So previously it worked with 1.3 or something. Okay, that's fine. That is not a big deal. Okay, so it doesn't work. So 2.3. Okay, that's fine. Okay, yeah, uh, it matters. Now, look at here. This material, look at here. In my things, I cannot get a proper render here. Okay, it's because something is hiding. Okay, so what I want to do is I have to work some more here. Okay, go to material. So I have created a material. In the material, find out. Okay, in the Arnold, you can find AI standard surface. AI standard surface. So instead of searching it, you can search here. AI standard. Just if you type standard surface, just open it. Okay, you'll get your material. You can see here it is uh, selected with yellow box. So now just double click on the shader. Okay, below that, okay, you can find emission. Okay, look at here. So once you double click it, just double click. Okay, and here you can find um, emission. Okay, under the emission, okay, you can see emission here. Just to open the emission, just increase this weight to 1. Okay, and change this color to orange. Oh God. So you know that the bulb glows like orange color, right? So that's what I'm trying to make it. Yeah, some kind of this. You just get a proper color. Okay, so yeah, so we got the color. Okay, now and now I want to just open my Hypershade. You can see a ball kind of icon here. This is a material. So if you open it, okay, your object will be open. Now select the sphere. Okay, this is the object we created. You can see here, right? This is the material we created. It looks like orange color, right? So right click. Okay, right click on the material. Okay, first you have to select the sphere, right click on the material, assign material to the selection. So I have assigned this material to the ball, the sphere we created, the material we created. Now I want this to look like orange color. So let's see how it works. So I want to just save my file before the render. Guys, make a habit, whenever you hit render, save your file. Okay, Okay, I was just thinking why it is very closer, because I just zoomed in, right? So I forgot. So now you can see that we got some kind of output which has in night lamp. You can see here, right? It looks so beautiful right now. So this is our image, and I want to just adjust it. Yeah, so this is the frame, right? So we have just worked with the spotlight. We have created directional light, though the directional light is hidden. Okay, and now you can see that we just made my story is to focus my laptop, okay, and my this picture. Am I right? So that's why um, I just wanted to make um, some kind of this work. So, okay, so I want to showcase my table. So this is my story. Okay, so now you can see that everywhere is something dull, but you can find your table to be spotted. Okay, something like a focused, right? So now go to directional light, and under directional light, go to channel box. Under the visibility, you can find it is off. Click one and hit enter to on it. So once it is on, I want to just hit play. Okay, so now once it plays, let's see how our view looks like. Yeah, so this is what we are getting, right? So now you can see that this is completely focused. Okay, this looks very focused, and I was just thinking, may I change? Can I change something? Can I tweet some more changes over here? But it's no. Okay, so once it is done, now stop your render. Okay, now look at here. Look into the render view. Guys, the room is completely dark. The room looks opaque. Room looks empty. I have to fill the color. Okay, fill the light. Okay, you can see here there is a sunlight passing through, even it has a less intensity, less exposure, less source of light, though my walls are dark like a night. It should not be light. So for that, we have to create another source here. So now stop the render, okay, and close your render view. Now I'm going to create area light. So you can see the area light over here. Previously we worked with the area light, the default of Maya. Okay, now I'm going to Arnold. Okay, under light you can find area light. I told you this is more fine. This is more this setting has good than the Maya settings. Okay, even though you can take the settings of Arnold in this Maya default light area light, but still I like this. I'm more convenient with this one. So now I'm just moving this area light to the window. Okay, I made it outside the window. You can see here. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so that, okay, I wanna scale similar like a window size. So yeah, I'm making this light shape to the similar of my window. Okay, so yeah, so I have added the light, but remember guys, when you work with the area light, okay, in the area light, you can see, wait, you can see tangent here. That means the light is moving towards this direction. Okay, in the back side, you cannot see this tangent. That means backside, the light is not passing. it passing towards this direction. Okay, that's why they have given this tangent to understand the lighting source. Okay, so once the area light is added, okay, now I want to switch back to render view. And here in the area light, you can find in the attribute, okay, in the area light shape 1, okay, I want to just change this light name, window underscore AI light, AI area light. That's fine. So now I want to just test the render. Okay, I want to make some changes and I want to just reflect over here so that that will be good with the experiment, right? Okay, so now look at here. My render is happening. Let's my render to be completed. Okay, once it is completed, you cannot see any difference. So make sure your normalize is off. Guys, in the area light, if normalize is off, then you can see some noise over here. If previously it is completely dark, you can see here. Once I hit normalize, when I just disable the normalize, I can see that my area is filled here. Am I right? So look at here. So once it is filled, okay, so I want to just tweak some changes over here. So make the intensity, I want to just work with the intensity to 0.9 something. Okay, and color temperature to 15,000, so that I will get more cool color in my scene. And you can see a resolution over here. Okay, resolution is 512. Okay, change this to 1024. Okay, it will be spread with the proper resolution in the resolution of 1024. And the samples, okay, you can see some noise over here. I want to just add sample to 3. Okay, you can go with 2 or 3. It's up to you. Guys, you have to find out your own settings. Okay, this is my settings. I'm working on my own settings. Okay, so you have to find out your own settings. So guys, this render takes time because I have given the sample to the 3. Okay, that's why it took 23 seconds. I want to save my file for the better save. So now you can see the room is completely filled with the light, the same light. Okay, so once it is done, now look at here. I have a screen. Okay, this screen is not, my laptop screen is on, but it is not emitting the light. Okay, it is just looks simple. So I'm just adding the detail, okay, more detail into the scene. So this doesn't looks like it has more reality. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to stop my Arnold render and I'm gonna just close it. Just select the laptop screen. Okay, and here to make bigger screen, I just switched back to channel box. So now I want to just create another area light under from the Arnold. I have selected the lights, area light. You can see here the direction of the light is towards -Z, okay, towards the left direction, right? So I have to rotate it, okay, to proper 180 degree, okay? So if you don't know how to rotate in 180 degree, just type it, type here, okay? You can type -180 degree, okay? So here, I'm gonna just make something like a screen size. Okay, so I want to just rotate a bit. It's not completely straight. Yeah, so now I want to just adjust the light shape. Yeah, so this looks good. Okay, make sure your tangent is towards the direction. I didn't add the color over here, guys. If I added the color here, it will look more good. Okay, but there is no point because we don't know how to add the color. Okay, I don't want to interrupt on the texturing part. Okay, so that's fine. It's not a big deal. So now select the area light, and I want to just rename it as laptop laptop _ AI so that I can understand this area light is for laptop. Okay, so now go back to attribute editor. In the attribute editor, you don't find anything. Okay, you don't find anything because the normalize is off or on. So make sure it is off so you can see some settings over here. Wait, I'll save my file, then I want to just play. Guys, Arnold render is too fast. If I have made the same setting in Mental Ray or V-Ray, I would have died by now. Okay, you feel what is happening. Okay, it takes so many buffer renders, but Arnold is really powerful. Okay, I don't find any difference over here. Okay, you can see here. Till now we didn't got anything, but still my render is not yet completed. It took 27 seconds to complete the things. If I worked in the same settings with the Mental Ray, it would have taken 1 minute or 2 minutes. Okay, in the V-Ray, the same. Okay, so what I want to do is again, I want to just add some settings here. Okay, intensity. Okay, make sure normalize is off. In the intensity, okay, find out the intensity. Yeah, intensity, I want to reduce. No, I want to increase some intensity. Previously, we cannot see some lights here. So I increase the intensity to 1.6 and change this color to blue. So I can see my light is blue here. Okay, so I want to emit blue color, blue light. Yeah, you can find the difference here, guys. Okay, the light is emitted over here. Okay, yeah, so this is good. Yeah, so it looks like the light is emitting from the screen. Okay, so we can make some more tricks with the texture, but I'll wait for you guys. You guys still learn a texturing part in modeling. Okay, so again, we have a lot of technique, guys. Don't worry, this is not the end of lighting rendering. Okay, believe me, this is a very easy lighting in my topics. Okay, I have so many advanced lighting for you guys. Okay, no need to worry, just follow my instruction. I'll make you a good lighting artist. Okay, so and in some other day I'll show you my demo reels. Okay, my lighting and rendering works. Okay, which I have worked for the industry. Okay, so I'll show you in some other time. Okay, not in the beginning. Okay, let me show you, let me complete some of my duty and then I'll show you my work. And in the view, okay, I was having some, okay, in the view, you can see, uh, guys, to reduce the, sorry, I forget to tell you, okay, in the view, you can see that there is a test render. So whatever we have done is a test render. So what I made is it up to 50%. So we are just getting the 50% quality. Okay, so I want to get 100% quality. So what I'm gonna do is I wanna change this view to 100%. Before that, I wanna save my file. Okay, and stop the render, go to view, under the test render, change this to 100%. By default, it will be 100%, guys. When you open your Maya, when you light it, it will be 100%. When you do settings, when you create a directional light and when you make changes, before that, change this test render to 50% so that your render time will take less. Okay, so that you will get output earlier. Okay, and in the final, once you've done everything, once you complete everything, then change to 100% and just hit render. Okay, so you can see that this is my final output. So in a corner place, you can see a black because the box, it doesn't had any texture. Okay, there is a concept, guys, believe me. It needs so many basics, so many basics. That's why we are getting this black color, but I'll show you how, I'll show you to retain these things. Once my render is completed, I'll show you. Okay, we can minimize these things, but the only problem is I'm just switching to some other pipeline. By this time, you should have learned 3D modeling. Okay, and then you should be more familiar, more convenient with learning lighting and rendering. But I don't know how you got uh, lighting and rendering by now, but it's not a big deal. Don't worry. I'm with you. I'm gonna travel with you for 16 bit. We can do big wonders. Don't worry. So do you see that previously we got rendered too fast, but now look at here, it takes so much time because my previous render was the 50%. Okay, test render was 50%. So now I changed this to 100%. So this is my final output. Yeah, so this is done. So it took 1.37 minutes. If I would have done these things in Mental Ray or V-Ray, it would have killed me and killed you too. So I saved my file. So you can see some black here. That means, look at here. Oh. The only problem is, you can see this black. Okay, this is nothing. Okay, this concept, there is a big concept. Okay, this is a normals issue. Okay, normals, face normals problem. You will learn in the 3D modeling part. Don't worry. So I'm just going to do, I'm just, oh God. Okay, guys, I will teach you these things. Okay, I remember this. I have noted down in my diary. Don't worry. Same things I will teach you after 4 weeks. Okay, once you will be familiar with Maya. Okay, so right now, if I teach you this, you don't understand. Okay, I'm just editing. I'm just changing this to component mode and shift right click, face normals and hit reverse normal. And now shift right click, face normal. And again, I have to choose conform normals. Once I did it, okay, God, that's fine. We have another, just shift it, reverse normal. Okay, once you reverse the normal, you can see that the inside black, it came outside. Okay, so that means I can see the face inside. This is kind of normals. It is a tangent. Okay, it has a mathematics. Okay, the tangent towards facing the direction, it will be visible to the camera. Okay, and every plane has one tangent. Okay, this is a cube. Cube has how many faces? Okay, so 6 faces. Okay, so 6 face has 6 tangent. Now this tangent is facing towards up direction. That's why I'm able to see this face. Okay. And this face, this plane, okay, this has 6 planes, right? 6 flat surface. Every flat surface has one tangent. Okay, this one tangent, okay, okay, fine. Okay, look at here. Look at here. Do you see green color at the center? Okay, the same green color you cannot see from the inside. You cannot see. You see here? You cannot see from the center. Okay, the green color is a tangent. Okay, the tangent facing towards the direction. Okay, the face will be visible. Okay, this is called a face normals. It is a mathematics. Okay, so don't worry, you'll learn in modeling part. Okay, so or else, okay, I'll repeat the same things after 4 weeks. On the 4th week, I'll repeat these things. I remember. Okay, don't worry. So now, if you don't get this um, this, if you don't get rid of this black color, don't worry. Okay, you just understand the render. This is our proper render. Okay, this is our proper render. Don't worry. Okay, if you get some kind of black surface, it is fine. They will repeat these things in the further class. And even now, I didn't assign any material, so it will be a problem. Okay, again, I don't have I don't have material to react with the light. Okay. So guys, I will be available for you during the class time. Make use of it. Ask me 100 times, 200 times, 1,000 times, 2,000 times. Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, the only matter is I have to make sure that your doubt is clear. Okay, that is only my concern. So please ask me if you have doubt. Okay, if you don't understand some concept, message me, ask me. I'll again explain you until you understand. Okay, so no problem. If someone understand by one time, okay, and if you understand by explaining 10 times, I'm ready to explain to you 10 times. So don't worry. Okay, so I just want to make sure that everyone understand the concept properly. Okay, so that we can go to advanced chapters properly. So we have just added 4 lights, okay, with some material things. Guys, you know what, Arnold has a different material. Okay, if I use V-Ray material or Maya material, Arnold light cannot understand the material. Okay, so you can, okay, my render is done. Guys, this is our output. Okay, this is our final output. You can see here. So this is what about our class today. Okay, so I just want to make something visible here. Guys, you can see here, the face is still not visible because the cube is applied with Maya material. Okay, in the material, you can see here, I'll stop the render. In the material, you can see here, there is a Maya, there is a Arnold, and there is a V-Ray. So each and every renderer has different materials. Maya render only understand these materials. Arnold render only understand these materials or shaders. Okay, and you know what? Recently they made Maya interface too cozy. Okay, and with the too big interface, it just irritates me. And look at here, I have to make it, every window I have to make it smaller. It really makes irritate. Okay, so V-Ray renderer just understand these materials. Okay, so now for the box, you can see the black over here. black over here in the render. That means the box, the cube is applied with Maya material. So if I apply Arnold render material, it can read. Okay, so I have a default one, the frame one. Okay, the frame, yeah, the frame. So I want to just apply this material. Okay, I have selected the box. I have selected the box. Okay, or I'm just going to create an AI standard material. Okay, AI standard surface material. Okay, and new material will be highlighted with the yellow box. Okay, double click here. All the this is a night lamp, right? Bulb. So I should have renamed this bulb or light. Okay, so this is my new material. This is material for the cube. So everything you have to rename it, guys. Just double click, you will get a property here, rename it. So you will understand it properly. So this cube material, I'm just going to apply it to the cube. So select the cube and right click on the material, select assign material to the selection. So now you can see here, the material is selected. The material is changed, you can see here. So now I want to just save my file. Okay, and I switched back to my render view and go to Arnold and hit render. Now you can see here, this is not dark, but still this has different color. You understand? So I have to adjust the material properties again. So don't worry. We'll focus these things on later when you understand your lighting rendering part properly. So guys, now this is the end of the session. Okay. So now I want to just explain you about the grading part. Okay, how we are going to the grading criteria. So how many exams you have, how many assignments you have, what are those things? Okay, so I have a happy news. Okay, and I have one good news and a bad news. So everything is for you. Okay, so the good news is I'm not gonna give you any assignment. Okay, I don't believe in assignments. Okay, this is learning is your responsibility. Teaching is my responsibility. Okay, I'll teach you. If you want to learn, you have to practice. Okay, I'm not gonna make you force to learn something. Okay, guys, if you wanna be expert, follow my instruction. I'll make you expert. This is my word. Okay, I'm not gonna teach you anything easy. I'll teach you something which is working in the industry. Okay, you directly, once you learn this concept, you can directly go to the industry. You can be a lighting artist. I'm teaching you the recent update. Okay, so believe me, guys. Okay, I'm not interested in giving assignments. I know that there are so many things in the assignment. Okay, so if you want to learn the things properly, follow my instruction, please practice. Okay, practice and do some experiments. And the bad thing is, okay, for the internal, I have 2 exams. Okay, internal carries 40 marks and external carries 60 marks. And internal carries 2 tests. Okay, and external has 1 test for 60 marks. I'll show you. Just hang on. So guys, here you can see your lighting rendering evaluation criteria. Okay, there will be two modes. Okay, one will be 2 modules. There will be internal exam and external exam. Okay, in internal exam, okay, internal exam carries 40 marks. Okay, I'll give you 2 tests. Okay, test 1 and test 2. Each carries 20 marks. Tentative exam week is a week 5. Okay, on your week 5, you will have your exam. Okay, the date will be informed later. Okay, I'm just giving you tentative exam week. Okay, tentative exam date. Okay, tentative exam week. Okay, for the second test is week 10. and both carries 40 marks. And in the external exam, okay, it carries 60 marks. Okay, it is a final exam. It carries 60 marks. To attend, okay, to attend a final exam, you must need a 75% of attendance. Okay, 75%, yeah, 70%, yeah, 75%. I think 75% attendance, yeah. So you need 75% attendance. It is the same rule, okay? So remember the rule. Okay, it's your college rule. Okay, so make sure you maintain your proper um, attendance, and make sure, okay, you follow these instructions properly. Okay, this is evaluation criteria. There is no assignments. I'm not going to give you any assignments. Okay, so I don't believe in assignments, guys. Okay, fine. So this is what about the class. Okay, so guys, so you know that you understand this thing. Okay, so please ask me any doubt if you have with this lecture. If you have any doubt, please ask me. Okay, I'll send you this Maya file, okay, along with the video, okay, for the today's class. And the previous class model we used, okay, don't use it. Okay, use this model. Okay, so it has color. Okay, so thank you, guys. Okay.